Hello. I am just laying here trying to fall asleep. I'm not doing a very good job of it. I'm still sitting up, light on, whatever. But mastering yourself is hard. Navigating through the different energies is hard. Being patient with things, especially yourself and with others, is hard. The spiritual journey of awakening and of seeing both sides to a story, as well as seeing a different story, as well as seeing bigger pictures and still finding love in everything, takes a lot of work, and it's hard, but it's possible. And in order to understand the dark, you need to feel the light. In order to feel the light, you need to allow yourself to step into the dark. And with darkness, I mean lower vibratory energy. I mean emotions that take control over our actions. I mean toxic behaviors and conditioned beliefs that have us do things that our soul, our sovereignty, our truth, our angelic light beam, beautiful warrior, badass self that we are, wouldn't want to do. But part of being a human is to go through these lessons and to learn. And we either stay like chilling under the dirt in like darker, murkier energy, or we start using our shovel of our intuition, of our inner gifts, of our inner light, of our power, of that voice that we hear from the angels and our soul and our self that's being like, all right, let's get out of this dirt. Like, you know, like with shamanic practices and healing, I use a clear quartz crystal point and I hold it in my hand and I'm like digging this muck and these blocks of energy out of my clients and out of myself, and it's being transmuted by this crystal. Well, we don't need a crystal to transmute energy. We are energy. We are the tools. We just need to know that and believe that and use the inner clear quartz within us, within our hearts, to break through out of that murky darkness and be courageous to be uncomfortable. Stepping out of that dirt where all the other pieces of dirt are lying and then going up and like sprouting and blossoming on your own is hard. Courageous, powerful, speaks a frequency that like can't even be explained. It can't be put into words. When you are able to step into your darkness, into your shadow, into your traumas, and come out like, and be that clear quartz crystal that comes up out of the dirt and like sees the sunshine like, hey, or sees the moon like, here I am. There's no going back. Like, there's times you're going to want to hibernate and go back into that dirt and be like, you know, because that's what seasons do, right? But that light inside of you, that power, that it can't be stopped. It'll be calmed down sometimes based on the energies around you, or if you're allowing other people's opinions and beliefs to prevent you from continuing to push through that dirt, then yeah, you'll summon yourself a little bit. But guess what? The universe won't let you. Once you wake up and feel that power and that light within you, the universe is going to keep sending you trauma after trauma, triggering emotions after triggering emotions, until you really wake the fuck up and jump up out of that dirt and friggin' bloom. And, like, it's hard work, it's courageous, you lose friends, you feel like an outcast, you have days you just want to sleep, your eating patterns go off, you gain weight, lose weight, but your perspective on life is clear. Your love for yourself is powerful. The energy that you know that you have that can help heal you on a multiple of levels not only helps you, it helps those in your family, your loved ones, your pets, the trees, nature, earth, energy, your ancestors, your loved ones in spirit. And guess what? When you work on yourself and you come out of that muck and that dirt, you can connect with Source. You can connect with your loved ones. You can hear voices. You can be like, Nana, is that you behind me? You don't just, like, think that. They're there. Like, those little intuitive hits, it's real. Like, it's not like you're making this shit up. But in order to feel the light, you need to get into the darkness, get uncomfortable, do your work. Like, don't like sit and like post or complain like, oh, I did this, it didn't work. How many times do you do it? You do it once? You meditate once, like, oh, I can't do this, not for me. Do you even know what meditation is? Meditation is just a form of sitting with yourself. It's a form of just walking and being present. It's writing. Like, there's no right way to meditate. Meditate is literally just sitting with yourself and with the universe and just like, hey, what's up? It's removing your mind. How do I say this? If someone tells you jump off a cliff, jump off the cliff? Not really, unless there's water underneath it, right? But what if you have a fear of water? What if you have a fear of heights? How do you get over that? Do you jump? Yeah, you could. You could also sit with yourself or have a shaman or a regressionist or a spiritual person like myself or someone else and tap into your energy center, into your Akash, and see what is that rooted trauma that's causing you to have this fear that's controlling you from jumping off into this cliff, into this water, and being like you have wings, right? Everything we're afraid to do, there's emotion and energy and a situation that is around that. And once we learn to sit with that and realize, like, that's not me, I'm not that, like, that was a past life, or that was what someone else told me I was. That's not who I am. I just believe that person, and look at, they don't even do themselves. Like, they don't even, like, who are they? They're not me. Once you can realize that you have a mind of your own that comes from your soul and your heart, and then you have all these angelic loved ones and beings around you and Mother Earth, they're here to support you, be the light that you are, you can do anything you want. But you have to believe in yourself. You have to do the work. You have to sit with yourself, as uncomfortable it is, as uncomfortable as the visions come, as intense as the energy gets. You have to sit with yourself and reflect. No one can do that for you. I can sit here and tell you for days and days and days and days what to do. A therapist, you can sit there and tell your story to them over and over and over and over again, right? Are you healing the trauma, or are you just kind of reliving it, talking about it? Are you doing actionable efforts and self-forgiveness as well as forgiveness for whatever event caused that trauma that needs you to go to a therapist, or needs you to realize, I gotta let go of this. Like, why is this blocking me? Are you actually putting in the effort and the action to release it? Or are you just like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow? I'm just gonna go online and write about it and not actually do my work. I'm going to say I'm gonna do it. Maybe it'll just happen. You have to do the work. You have to get uncomfortable. You have to cry. You have to scream into a pillow. You have to punch a friggin' punching bag. You have to isolate yourself for a little bit. You need to breathe and pause when someone pisses you off. When someone pisses you off, it's a trigger of some type of emotion and trauma within you. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with, well, there might be something wrong with that person, but that's their own issue, right? Not your issue. People can disagree with you. You don't have to believe anything you do or say. You need to. And in order to believe in yourself, you need to get comfortable with being uncomfortable with yourself. You need to get tired of being sick and tired of the shit that is around you that's causing you to be upset. You need to stop playing a victim role, or I'm going to take care of everybody role, or I'm going to be a procrastinator and wait role, or I'm going to play this role because that's what the rest of the people are doing. You can do whatever you want. Like, I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm just trying to voice that if you want to stand in your truth and your sovereignty, you want to be at a state of like self-love and understanding of people's perspectives, no matter what it is, and not feel offended by other people's words, and be able to like be like, all right, I send you love, peace, and be able to walk away from a situation that makes you uncomfortable, and to be able to stand there while someone's screaming in your face, telling you to do this, believe me, or calling you names or whatever, and you can just stand in your truth because you know your truth. You have to do the work. You have to believe in yourself. And I'm not saying you don't need to be like a badass, and some people deserve to be punched in the face sometimes because they're just in your face, but you can punch them energetically and not physically, in a sense of punch them with like, yo, here's some self-love, like here's the frickin' angels, because I can't help you. You need Jesus. You need the light. And I'm not, like, I'm a trigger for you. That's why you're screaming at me. Like, I don't want to be a part of that. I don't need to. Like, shields, blind down, like, bye. And in order to be able to do that, because I do it every day, you got to do the work so you know that you can say your truth and not feel bad about, okay, well, love you. You got to be able to rest your head at night knowing, like, you did everything that you could. You can't save the world. All you can do is send love and sit with yourself and be happy. Like, I am happy with myself. Even though there's days where I'm like, what the fuck is going on in this world? Or in my head, I'm like, oh, did I just say something to piss somebody off? Is that why they're not answering me? Oh, did that post just, like, trigger somebody? Probably. But I didn't do it maliciously to hurt anybody. I see every side to everything. And I put myself into people's shoes before I do anything. And then I realize, oh wait, I'm putting myself in other people's shoes. Does this fit my shoes too, though? You know? So, I was trying to make this like a 3-minute video, but when they start talking to me, I don't... Whoopsie. Anyways, I guess the point of this little morning reflection talk is about In order to feel the light, in order to stand in the light, in order to be the light, because you already are the light, you need to understand the darkness. You need to realize that there's darkness. You need to realize there's fear, there's control, there's manipulation, there's shame, there's greed. There's bad shit happening in the world. But it's always been happening. Like, it's not a freaking alert. It's just becoming more intense because there's more people waking up that are seeing that there's shit happening and there's a lot of broken systems. And they're not okay with it. But they're voicing their truth in whatever way they know how, in whatever way they've been able to grow and heal from their traumas. So it doesn't mean listen to everybody who says they're like a spiritual guru or they're about peace or about war or whatever you want to be. Go with what resonates with you. But know that everyone has traumas. Everyone has stuff that pisses them off. Everyone has shadows that they need to work through. Everyone has ancestral karmic trauma that's not theirs. It's ancestral. It's from their parents, grandparents, mailman's boyfriend's parent, whatever. That's passed down through emotions and thoughts and energy. How's that for you? You don't need to hold on to that, but you need to be aware of it. So, in order to work through these troubled times, just reflect a lot before voicing, before coming at people. Just reflect, sit with yourself, and breathe. Return to your breath. Ask your spirit guides, even if you don't know who they are. Ask your higher self. Ask Mother Earth. Ask the angels for support. Even if you don't even know what you need support with, just ask for it. And keep doing it, and keep doing it, and feel good about doing it. Because the angels want to help you. Your higher self wants to help you. The universe is not bad. The universe wants to help you. God is not bad. God wants us to be here to wake up and all realize that we are one love. It is the lower vibratory darkness. It is the emotional traumas, and this goes back to reptilian ages, but way back, that is causing us to realize that the life we've always lived is not the truth. The truth is that we're one, and I don't know if you know this. Probably don't, because it's gonna blow people's minds and be like, huh. So I'm gonna leave you with it. But I learned this through my shamanic studies and apprenticeship and speaking with my guides and the angels and everything, as well as doing psychopomp. Psychopomp is the same as a death doula, a death walker, someone who helps cross people over into the light after they die, and they're kind of a stuck soul. Everyone has a choice to go into the light. God and the divine accept everybody if you decide to go into the light. Doesn't matter your religion. That is your belief that they won't accept you. That's your belief from your religion, which is fine. Like, I have religion too. I believe in certain aspects of that religion, because I also believe that we are one and we are deserving of our lives and our rights as humans, and not to kill, and, you know, like our amendments and whatever. Anyways, when we cross over, when we die, we see the light, like, oh, right? It's like, or it's like, what, however we die, there's a light. When that light shines, we have the option to go into that light. Light. We may not go into that light for numerous reasons. 1, fear, we don't know what's on the other side. 2, we don't think we're worthy. 3, our religious beliefs don't think that we can. 4, we think we were such a horrible human being. We don't deserve to go into light. 5, we're so egotistical that's like, fuck yeah, I can go into the light. And then on the other side, they're like, wait, you're going to have a longer process before you really can, like, sit here with us light beings. And you have to sit here and contemplate. And they're going to be like, oh, I'm uncomfortable, I'm going to back up. Or you don't know that you died. You don't know that you died. So you don't go into the light. You think that you can, or you think you can help your loved ones that are still living if you don't go into the light. So you think you can just wander around here. There's a bunch of reasons. But everyone has the option to go into the light. It doesn't matter how much of an asshole they were. If they killed people, if they did child trafficking, if they did sex trafficking, if they, I don't know what's worse than any of the ones I just named. Rape, I don't like. The worst sin, right? In many religions, I'm Catholic, murder and all that's sin, right? And that's why it blew my mind learning shamanism. And it still does. But when you cross people over, if they, let's say they were killing people in war, and they're told, if you want to cross in the light, you got to put down your gun. And they put down their gun, but they're afraid to go into the light because they don't feel like they're worthy to go into the light. They had a role to play. Their contract in this life was to hold that gun and kill people to protect their land, to protect their family, protect their beliefs, whatever it was. God gives chances, second chances, third chances. God sees the good in people, but you need to see it. You need to believe it. And you need to realize that in your next life, you're going to work through those traumas from the previous life that made you afraid to cross into the light. Like, I could go on for this forever. Basically, we all have dark and we all have light sides. In this life, I've done some mean stuff to people. Like, I didn't kill anybody or anything like that, but, like, I've said mean stuff to people when I was younger because they triggered me. Like, they made me feel bad about myself. They bullied me. They put me down or put my family down, so I came back at them. That's a trauma and a shadow that I had to work through and find compassion for myself, and to find forgiveness from myself for allowing myself to be at that state of vulnerability, and then, like, put someone else down and then make them feel bad. Like, that was horrible of me, but I didn't know it at the time. So that's part of shadow work. You go backwards, and you go backwards, and you go backwards, and you go backwards until a baby, and then other lives, and you see a lot of memories and a lot of events and a lot of situations that caused pain. And you work through it, and you let it go, and you shine brighter, you walk differently, you stand taller, I don't know. It's pretty remarkable. But anyways, in order to see, feel, and get out of the darkness, you gotta see the light and know that there's light. In order to see the light, you need to be in the darkness and work through it by calling in the light to help you release and get out of the darkness. I love you, and none of you are dark. You're all light. So remember that. I love you, and you're magic. And if you're still listening, I really appreciate it, because I know I just ramble. But subscribe. DM me, message me if you want to chit-chat about this, or if you have questions about anything I said. Share my video, like it. I love you.